Hey guys, Super Godzilla Final Words here, and today we are going to be going over the last trailer breakdown, or thoughts and opinions, or whatever the hell you want to call it. And yeah, today we're going to be talking about the Lion King. No, not the Lion King, Mufasa the Lion King. Yeah, so a lot of fans were a little on edge about this particular trailer, well, movie, and they had their reasons. And it was mostly because it was a prequel, and, well, later on in the trailer, in the video, I will explain why I'm not as excited about this. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the Lion King franchise. I really do. And I kinda enjoy the remake. I know the remake may be for everyone. I know everyone will not like the first remake, but I actually kinda liked it. We all have our own thoughts, we all have our own opinions, and there's no reason for us to judge each other about it. But instead we should just respect each other and our own opinions. But I will agree with what they're saying. And honestly, I got some questions for this trailer. Because I believe that Disney has officially fucked up the timeline of The Lion King. Well, at least in the remake era, or whatever the hell they want to call it. So, our trailer begins on a snowy mountain, and we see some lions on top of it, I guess. And we see a scene of, a small little pride of lions, and what I'm assuming is Rafiki in an ice cave, which, this actually kind of caught me off guard, because I thought, I don't see lions living in the snowy areas, especially when it comes to wild lions. Zoo animals, that's a different story, because, well, they're in captivity. And we get and Rafiki's obviously the narrator, and we get a scene that shows a tree, and what I'm assuming is rather Rafiki with another baboon, or maybe a younger version of him. I don't know, and he just kind of lifts up a light, I forgot what the bug was called. It was like a light bug or something. Anyways, we had a scene of the desert, and two zebras are running from two hyenas. This in the desert. We get another interesting scene that shows a vulture or two, and they're kind of hovering over a mother giraffe trying to feed her baby. And apparently we get a scene that is kind of triggering everyone, and it's a scene of young Mufasa, but Rafiki mentions this story begins with a lion without a drop of royalty in his blood. And this is where I'm just going to say this. What the fuck? Really? Seriously? Mufasa was never meant to be a king? Okay, now before anyone says, well, they're trying to do something new here, let me remind you that in the old school Lion King books, they mentioned a lion who was somewhat the first king of the Pride Lands, and he was royalty. And then we had Mufasa and Scar's father, who was in fact the king. And basically, Mufasa also gives his son, Simba, to talk about the freaking great kings of the past. And you mean to tell me that in this prequel, Mufasa is not really a king? So basically, Mufasa is basically Aladdin, basically. He's a street rat. And I did have some problems with the animation in the first movie. Here, the animation kind of looks a little better. Not completely, but eh. And Rafiki Gozo continues by saying a line that would change the lives of others forever. And we see like a teenager Mufasa, and we hear like a whisper saying Mufasa. We get a scene of possibly little Mufasa and Scar jumping on the backs of hippos. You do realize those things are highly dangerous, right? And we get a scene of what I'm assuming is teenage Mufasa in the river, and we get a really cool scene of a crocodile in the water. And we get a massive we get to a scene that shows a massive stampede of elephants. That's like really interesting. And we see like a scene of like teenagers, Mufasa I guess, running through the elephant stampede. And Rafiki says the line of the earth will shake. And this is possibly a teenager Rafiki, because this is definitely not the adult Rafiki. You get a scene of like the elephants push down like a giant rock thing, and we get a scene where I'm guessing is teenager Mufasa and teenager Sarabi playing the snow area, I'm guessing. And we get another scene of what I'm assuming is basically freaking Zazu flying up out of the tree. And this is the same scene that shows the elephant stampede. And we see a scene of Rafiki, like, I'm reaching his hand out to put his hand on Mufasa's chest that, I don't know. And we see a scene where all the animals are just circled around, like it's just mostly elephants and a few wildebeests, a few zebras, but it's just elephants. We see a scene of a lioness, or a lion cub, or something, looking up at the stars, and you can kind of see that there is a face forming around the stars. We see a scene of what I'm assuming is a teenager Mufasa and Scar over the cliff. And we get another scene of a lion underwater swimming to the surface. We get another scene of elephants just kind of chilling. We get a scene of, I'm assuming is teenager Mufasa and Scar kind of running through the jungle. And we see a scene of Mufasa and Scar standing off of something. I don't know what it is they're fighting, but yeah, Scar's was kind of off to the right, kind of chilling, while Mufasa's like, bring it on. We get a scene of a crocodile swimming through the pond. We see like a lion cub, like in the water. I don't know what this is about. And we get to a very confusing scene. We see Timon and Pumbaa fighting Scar, which kind of was I was just kind of like, I don't remember that scene in the movie. Is rather this happened off screen, or is this something that Timon and Pumbaa are making up? And we see a scene of like Mufasa coming over to Scar, I'm assuming. And we get the weirdest scene in this trailer, and that is little Mufasa jumping off the branch to go in the water. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this trailer, because this trailer is kind of fucking up the time. Because this movie is basically kind of fucking up the timeline of The Lion King, basically. It's changing everything, and apparently Mufasa was never meant to be was not born to be a king, but instead he was a street rat. Again, in the original Lion King franchise, he was born to be a king. I don't know why Disney is fucking this up. And this is kind of one of the reasons why I don't go over Disney movies that much, or anything that's Disney related, because of these remakes. It's rather they're just so bad I don't want to talk about it, or they just somehow found a way to fuck up the timeline of a franchise that everyone loves. Now I know what you guys are going to say, well, what about The Lion Guard? I think that was just mostly made for kids, so I don't think it's really canon. Unless they claimed it to be canon. Because we still don't know how the movie Scar got his scar. I'll talk about the original movie, not the remake. But yeah, this is one of the reasons why I don't go over Disney movies all that much. Because these remakes, rather one, found a way to fuck up the timeline or the whole movie itself, and completely ignore everything that happened in the original movie, or they just decided to do something entirely different, like what they did with The Jungle Book. Which, don't get me wrong, I actually do love The Jungle Book movie. I actually liked it. But it just kind of didn't felt like the Jungle Book that I was used to when I was little. Because when I was little, I enjoyed the original Jungle Book movie, and I freaking loved it. But yeah, I'm not impressed with this movie. I probably won't talk about it until we get another trailer, and I might have an idea of reacting to it or going over it or what. I don't know. In the end, I'm just not going to say anything more, so hope you guys liked this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me in the comments below what you thought about this trailer. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Or do you have mixed feelings that I do? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, hope you guys have a great day, and see you later.